Nick, what are you doing?
I'm blocking the river.
You're blocking the river. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching. Thank you for joining us. Today we kick off the 2023 Fun Parent Summer of Fun series, and it is Memorial Day weekend, and we are at Neversink Camping Resort. It is on the Neversink River in upstate New York. We're about an hour outside of New York City, so this is a nice, convenient, close place if you are from the city or any of the suburbs right outside of New York City and looking for a nice, close place to come camping. Neversink kind of checks all those boxes for you. We have been here for about 2 days now, exploring, getting our bearings wrapped around everything that this campground has to offer. So I'm going to spend this video going over with you exactly what this campground offers, the pros, the cons, and everything in between. So let's get to it. So first things first, we rented a golf cart for this weekend, and one of the main reasons we rented the golf cart is we have some friends camping actually at the river sites, which are tent sites over there. They do come with water and electric. There is no sewer hookups there, so if you are planning on trailer camping and wanted to stay on the river, you just have to use the dump station. The golf cart cost us about $240 total, but it was really convenient to be able to get our chairs and everything back and forth between the river and our site, which is more in the middle. I also wanted to touch on the process to rent a golf cart. When you come and check into the campground, they have you sign like 3 documents basically declaring that you're not going to do anything. You can only drive the golf cart if you're listed with a driver's license. Court was unable to even drive it because she didn't have her license on her when we went to go pick it up. On top of that, they also make you do like a full walk around to make sure there's no damage to it. I would equate it, it's just like renting a car almost, and it's the craziest golf cart experience I've ever had as far as renting a golf cart goes. They are gas powered, so they're a little bit quicker and a little bit peppier than some of the golf carts you may be used to that are electric. But yeah, just a heads up, if you are planning on renting a golf cart, it's a little bit of a process to get it. So now we're actually gonna head over there and we're gonna spend the afternoon, at least for the next few hours, letting the kids stomp around in the river, probably do a little bit of fishing, and have some fun. So let's go check it out. We're going on a fly fishing expedition, but we made the mistake of inviting all these guys with us. So this is gonna be interesting. So we started out at the chairs right over there, and we've now crossed over onto this island. Nick survived the trip. Ethan's on his way over, and the rest of the group's a little bit ahead of us. But so far pretty fun. Nick, what are you doing?
I'm blocking the river.
You're blocking the river.
Ow! I'm gonna see how the water gets over.
All right, figure it out. So Nick's throwing rocks in the water while the guys are trying to fish. My guess is no one's gonna catch anything. You lose it? Oh!
Damn, he's right there.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
Where'd he go? Oh, there
Right there.
See his head? See the water snake? Cool, huh?
Yes.
What are you doing with that?
Until he turns on you.
No way you're getting that snake. There's not a chance. He's gonna slither up Dan's leg.
Oh no! More!
still walking.
Hey, hold on.
We just took a picture in front of a log structure that looks oddly familiar to one that we took a picture of when we were holding king salmon on the Salmon River, and I'm gonna put both pictures in here so you guys can see what we're talking about. Well, it's the next morning. As you guys could see, the river is really the main draw to this campground. So the Neversink River is great for trout fishing. It's shallow enough that the kids can have a good time playing in. You still have to keep an eye on them, obviously. There were people rafting from a launch point a little bit further upriver. I will say this. If you are not aware of camping etiquette, it is not okay to just get off the river and walk through people's campsites. Our friends had quite a number of people just getting off the river in their rafts and just walking right through their campsites without any regard for them whatsoever. Not even asking permission in a lot of cases. Just like, hey, we're here, we're coming through. So if you're coming to this campground, just be mindful of that. You're not supposed to walk through people's campsites. If you want to ask permission, that's one thing and the people are okay with it, but just a little piece of advice. So now let's go take a quick ride and see what else this campground has to offer. Let's start here at the main entrance. So you've got your main office is going to be right there. They've got activity sheds here where you can rent kayaks, paddle boards, rafts, stuff like that. And then the star attraction here is going to be the giant bounce pillow that you see right there. There's quite a few kids on there now, and none of them are mine, so I don't want to film too long on here. But then there's also a pool behind the bounce pillow, which I got some shots of yesterday that I'll drop in here so you guys can see it. Directly across from where the bounce pillow is, they have a whole bunch of tent sites set up here. I would say this campground is about 50% tent sites and 50% RV sites. Now what we're going to do is make our way over that bridge right there, and we'll go check out the fishing ponds that are available here for the kids to fish in. Just as we approach the bridge here, I'm just going to start making my way up over. So the fishing pond is on both sides. So there's the left side, here's the right side as you come up over the bridge. As you can see, it's a decent sized little fishing pond here. I didn't see anybody kayaking or anything in this, but it does appear that there's a boat launch right over there that maybe you could drop the kayaks in if you wanted to. There's also cabin rentals over here in the back, and then as you can see as we cross over the bridge, there's more tent sites over here that you can stay in as well. Another one of the really cool things I like about this campground is these paths that they have all over the place. I mean, you're in these little roads and they've just packed in tent sites all throughout here, and it really does make this place seem like a woodsy adventure every time you're traveling through it. And paths like this are all over the campground. So as you're growing through, this is probably one of the most unique campgrounds I've ever been to, in the fact that it has these kind of winding roads with just tent sites everywhere for people to enjoy. So I just left the fishing pond, which I'll show you footage of that. And now we are heading back over the bridge, and we're gonna head back to the field area where the Neversink River is located. Before we head over by the river, I figured I would just take a quick trip right up here for you guys to show you the other side of the main entrance. As you can see here, they have one of those gemstone mining things here. I'm pretty sure that's a staple at every campground at this point. Here's a good shot of the pool. I'll get some shots of it now that no one's in it. Actually, it'll be a little bit easier. As you can see, it's your basic pool. Nothing too crazy with it here. I will tell you, this place was a mob scene all weekend when we were here. It is Memorial Day weekend, so it is busier, but this pool was packed all day. And here is a shot of their newly renovated main office. So I was talking to some of the staff here, and they were explaining to me that there's going to be more amenities inside in the coming months. They just opened for the season, and they just finished the construction on it. So they're going to have an ice cream shop in here. They had coffee for sale. The store was lacking a little bit this time around, but again, they just reopened, so they're still working on getting everything set back up. All right, so now let's talk about one of the negatives of this campground. And I am going to say dust is the #1 negative thing I have to say about this campground. All the roads, for the most part, they use like stone dust to make the roads, and as cars are driving through, even slowly, they kick up dust, and the entire inside of our camper is covered in dust. The entire outside of everything is covered in dust. And that's across the board everywhere in the campground. So just be prepared to do a deep clean on everything you have once you get back from your camping trip, because you're gonna need to. And as I mentioned with the walking trails and everything yesterday, I mean, here's just another example of it. This is a nice little walking trail that they have here that goes right through the woods. So it gives you guys an opportunity to go on a quick little hike. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but if you've got a couple young kids and you want to give them that feel like they're going on a nice little hike, this is a place to do it. And we just entered into the field right now where the Neversink is. So here is a giant field. So a lot of the middle of this field are actually all tent sites. And then the Neversink actually runs right along here. And this is their event pavilion, which I believe they are remodeling now. But they had a nice free barbecue back here yesterday. We're giving out free food for everybody. So again, they're doing a lot of work here. They are new to they are new campground owners, so they're trying to figure it all out as quickly as they can, but they are open for the 2023 season. This area right here is the boat launch area. So this is actually the public access to the Neversink River. So this is where if you came in as a day guest or you wanted to bring kayaks or floats in, this is where you would launch them from. So this is where I kind of get back to my point that I made earlier. The issue that they were having yesterday was people were coming in and launching their tubes from here, and then basically camping, going down to the end of the campground there. And then from there, they would get towards the end, and then they would just come out of the water right in people's campsites and just walk right through people's campsites. So it would be cool if there was like a second exit point down there where there's like a sign that said exit here for tubes. That way people weren't walking through the campsite. So if somebody from Neversink is watching this, it might be something to consider doing down at the other end. Just to put into perspective how dusty it really is, this is Court's windshield, and we actually went out yesterday. So I mean, you can just see how dirty it is. It's a dusty campground. Forgot to give you guys an update on the water filter situation. So I went to 3 different RV stores. I went to a Camping World, Schaefer's RV, and Chesaco RV while I was out in Hamburg last week. Nobody had a water filter that would go with the Roo. Schaefer sold me one that they said would work. It looked like it would work. And then I got it home and it was the exact same water filter that I ordered off Amazon. So the problem I'm having is the tip that goes into the actual inlet for the water is too small on the ones that I've been buying. So I ended up just getting one of those external water filters and just going that route instead. I know a lot of people online, that's what they did, but that's where we landed with the water filter. While we're on the subject of water, let's talk about the bathhouses here. So we have a bathroom in our camper, so for us it was not a big deal, but we did have several people who complained that they did not have hot water when they showered, and this was not just in the one that we had here. It was the other one across the way too, by where our friends are tent camping. There was one family yesterday in all 3 of the bathrooms just trying to find one that had hot water to have their kids take a shower in. So I don't know if it was just an isolated problem that they're going to be able to fix, or if that's going to be a common thing that you may encounter if you come here. Well, we're all packed up and ready to go. First trip of the season, the breakdown took a lot longer than I remember it taking. So I think it's just getting back into the rhythm, getting the rust off a little bit. But overall, we did enjoy the Neversink Camping Resort. It had its quirks, it had its pros, and it had its cons, but most campgrounds do. If you guys are interested in learning more about the campgrounds that we're staying at and what our thoughts are, please subscribe to the channel. Click that like button if this information helped you make a decision on whether or not you were gonna come to Neversink Camping Resort. And with that being said, we're done, son.